What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, we're going to be breaking down what's going on with NIO stock and what you should be watching for moving forward. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the new catalyst that just came out for NIO, as NIO has launched the NIO ET5 Touring as its first electric station wagon. And once again, it's based off the ET5 sedan and it's still looking very, very incredible in my opinion. And this could help spur up more sales. But before I break anything down about all this information, though, before I say anything about NIO, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm firstly not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Now, finally, don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Put in $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks with a $100 cash reward. Anyways, let's talk about the market. What on earth is going on? Well, I just wanted to talk about SPY as something very interesting happened. One thing worth noting is how SPY had a bearish divergence developing. We finally got a rejection, and this thing actually closed below 440. Now, this is very interesting because when you zoom out of the chart, you will see that we were way above max pain, which was closer to like the under 420 area. We were way above max pain. So the market makers could not drag this thing down that low. But if you look at the options chain, you're going to notice that if the market makers looked at these different strikes in the open interest, they would have noticed that basically there's a high open interest for the strikes above 440. And for anything below it, it tends to drop a lot more. So what is the market maker going to try to do? They're going to want to try to get the market to close below 440, right? And that's exactly what ended up happening. Now, it wasn't just them, of course. It also had to do with the overall market selling off before a long weekend. You can see SPY right over here spent the majority of the day trading sideways before it ended up selling off near the last couple of hours. We got a bigger sell-off at the very end of the day. Overall, though, still not looking horrible. We're still at a relatively high level, but we do have some bearish signals that could be developing. But I want to talk more about NIO and why it's still looking quite nice. Just a little bit later, though. As for Tesla, we had a very, very nice looking inverse head and shoulders structure that held up quite nicely. It almost played out perfectly, right? You can see it right here. Let me just zoom out all the way. Very, very nice looking structure on Tesla. Inverse head and shoulders, but it failed to get to the top because of the market selling off at the end. So it is possible that during the pre-market on Tuesday, it tries to do that, but then after that, like I said, it might just slow down. The market's going to be closed, by the way, on Monday. We have a weekend coming up because of Juneteenth and also because of Father's Day. So we have, quite a while, and we also have a relatively short trading week next week. There's not much going on for Monday, but then for Tuesday, like I said, we have more Fed speakers. And from Tuesday through Friday of next week, there's going to be a lot of Fed speakers. Now, anyways, about NIO, still has nice volume, 81 million overall. It is slowing down a little bit. And overall, the short volume has been dropping to this low level, which is where it tends to bounce. So if it starts going up, that could slow NIO down. Price price ratio is relatively high. Barclays was saying that they believe NIO would outperform the markets. And finally, looking at the overall data, NIO has been having a declining short interest as the shorts covering helped it pump even more. But here's the thing about the markets. The market's starting to show some signs of slowing down. I will talk more about this tomorrow. And NIO, if anything, it is starting just to form like kind of like a head and shoulders like formation, getting down to this imbalance level potentially. But there's no guarantee just yet because it's still above $9. It's still holding up all right. Just to add to this, there is also a potential structure right here where NIO is forming this distribution. If that's the case, there could be a little bit more downside coming, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, NIO is pumping approaching the ET5 Touring launch, and this is still a very good catalyst for NIO. Now, looking at it, we could see NIO launched its first electric station sedan. I'm sorry, it's a station wagon, and it's based off the sedan of the ET5. That's still, once again, very, very awesome for the company. We first saw this during their European media shoot in Norway, and this is, once again, good news for the company. This is going to incentivize more people, especially in Europe. This is going to be more popular in countries like the Netherlands and Denmark and Sweden, and the list goes on, to help NIO get more deliveries. I also believe that NIO is going to continue to grow because of this, and they're continuing to start competing with the different competitors. especially competitors that have different types of station wagons. Now, looking at it, it has a very, very strong towing capacity. It's very, very agile, very, very strong looking car, and has a very, very nice looking roof line. And we can see more specs about it right over here. Very slim design. It has a very nice amount of sensors on the roof, on the spoiler, not to mention all around it, so that people could see where they're going. It has very strong acceleration. It could go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in about 4 seconds. It can maximize its performance, once again, very, very well. So it has a very low center of gravity. The car has a very smooth ride. Looks very, very nice overall. And this is still a very, very interesting looking model. I consider this a very good catalyst for them going forward. It's available to order in China with deliveries expected to start on June 16th. So it's already starting. And this will once again begin in Europe during the fourth quarter of this year, which will help it also expand the battery swap availability in the region. So that's some good news. Having this type of technology is great for them moving forward. And this company has a lot of potential as time goes on. I consider this a bullish catalyst because as time goes on, this will help them increase their sales. For the short term, it may not help the share price a whole lot, but for the medium to longer term, I could see this helping NIO big time. If NIO gives a strong deliveries report as they've been promising us, that's going to help with the share price. We're going to find out how June went for them in the next couple of weeks, and NIO is expected to give us a decent quarter, especially after the fact that they slashed prices. Many large banks and other institutions like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley are saying that they're bullish on NIO because of this, and they're saying that NIO had potential to go up to $10. NIO reached $10, rejecting out 10.2, very close to the 10.25 resistance zone, and overall it's still holding up nicely. I believe in the future of this company. I believe that as time goes on, they're going to continue to grow. But in order for us to get more confirmation of this growth, we need better deliveries. NIO told us that we should be expecting 20,000 deliveries in a month sometime this year. And simultaneously, we're going to see a big surge in deliveries going into the second half of this year, which we just started already. NIO also mentioned that, at least during their earnings call, that the ES6 model is going to give them just 10,000 deliveries alone, which means that when you add the other models, we're going to be seeing well over a 10,000 delivery month very soon, particularly around July time. So NIO has a lot of potential. They set some high expectations. Let's see NIO meet these expectations. Let's see some better numbers. If you give us better numbers, NIO, the share price is going to improve. We're going to see a lot better performances. Models like this help them get more deliveries and more sales. So I do consider that good, at least to some degree. It's also very good that NIO slashed many of their prices. That's going to help with the share price as well. So good catalysts are coming. Let's just hope NIO continues to grow. Let's see better deliveries. And I'm still very bullish for the long term of this company. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day. NIO to the moon as the long term is very bright. And peace out.